Robert Earl Dean, who do we got
So
with
we
us
have
today?
this great artist. Her name is Patreka Wortham, and we are just so glad to have her this morning. Welcome to the Wake Up Morning Show with Dr. LT and Robert Earl Dean.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
We love that blue you got on, and we love that smile. A great combination.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Blue is one of my colors, it seems.
Mine too.
You know I was messing with you with the Patreka, right?
I know. I wasn't going to go there, but I knew where you were going.
I said, who coming on, Patreka?
And it's Patreka.
But it's Patreka.
Yes. Tree. Our cousin Tree.
Well, you know.
Now, that's what my family calls me. My family calls me Trika or Treat.
Really? I used to have a cousin named Tree.
well, Trika, because I'm claiming you as family now.
Yes.
First of all, let's get down to some serious business, because I want to clear the air. You know what I'm saying?
You do?
I do. Leave Trika alone. I got to talk to him.
Okay, come on through.
Okay.
Come on through.
Okay. I just need to understand, and I want to start off with the bat. To start off, what are you cooking for your family on tomorrow? And it better be good, because you married with 24 kids, I heard.
That's how rumors
not
start.
quite 24 kids. Yes, I am indeed married. I am actually doing what my mom and I called being Thanksgiving bandits. We have found a spot or two, and we did this once prior to the pandemic as well. And now that things have lifted a little bit, we're going to try the same on tomorrow. We have found a spot where we we are Thanksgiving bandits instead of doing all of the cooking, and we're gonna come in like a mighty Russian wind into the restaurant with all of us.
Really?
we're gonna eat there, and then we're gonna hit a family movie afterwards.
Okay.
So
I like that. I like that. I think that's different, and I think that it's always good to mix things up and not always do things the same way. Good for you.
I'm just gonna call it out on it. That's that bougie star stuff that they do. They're like, look, we're gonna have people cook for us on Thanksgiving.
Have it catered.
Yeah, and then we're gonna go to a movie, and then on Christmas we're going to sleep in and have the chef come to the house.
Right.
So that the chef can cook, but we'll be at home.
Right. But the chef will prepare the meal.
I think it's a compliment. I think it's a compliment to I won't say what spot it is. I think it's a compliment to this particular spot, because their food just tastes like home cooking.
Okay.
So,
Now, where's it located?
and, I'm not telling you.
I mean, where are you located? Let me say that. Where are you located?
I am located in Garner, North Carolina.
Oh, she's in Carolina.
So it's in North Carolina. I'm just gonna look it up. I'm gonna say, where Patreka going to? I'm gonna put it out there, and everybody gonna be like, say, oh, we saw her. It was her mama and them, her cheering, her husband, everything. Now, I want to say this. Do you know why I knew you was married?
Because that big old ring that blinded us.
That big old ring when you were like this and everything. Tell your husband he did a good job. He did a good job. It's like, I'm married now.
It looked like a watch on her finger.
Yes. Is that an Invicta ring?
It looked like a watch on her finger.
All right. So we want to get to know you and find out more about you. Right. So tell us, how did Patreka come about, and when did you start your musical career?
Sure. Well, it really goes back to my childhood, and I know everyone probably says, and it may be cliche at this point when they say I've been singing as long as I can remember, but that is the absolute truth for me. For as long as I can remember, I've been singing. I come from a very musical family, both sides of my family, a number of singers, unique voices at that. I mean, I think about my 80 something year old. No, I'm sorry, 90. He's almost 90-year-old uncle who has this serious baritone voice. I mean, like really serious baritone voice.
Okay, stop. You can't just say your uncle and not mention his name. Because I'm gonna say, is that Uncle Skeeter?
Uncle Joe, my Uncle Joe, my precious Uncle Joe.
Okay.
Yes. Joe Davis. I'm saved, sanctified, Holy Ghost man, and will sing you under.
He
And
sound like a
beyond.
Kojic
Kojic.
man.
Yeah, is
He
he
sound like a
Kojic?
Kojic man.
Is it
No, actually, he is not Kojic. He was not Kojic.
now?
I
Are you
do have an
Kojic?
aunt. I am not. I'm not. My husband and I have served in Mount Calvary Word of Faith, a
Okay.
part of Mount Calvary International for the past 25 years.
Oh
We served
Lord.
there.
Is that Shirley Caesar? Is that Shirley Caesar?
Yes.
Right.
We served with her. She's been our pastor for all those many years. She married us. You talked about marriage. She's the one that married us. She's the one. She and her late husband, Bishop Harold I. Williams.
Yes.
They blessed all of our babies.
Wow.
So yes, she is a precious, precious woman of God to us.
Well, will you do me a favor when you see your pastor? Tell her that Leonard Thompson from San
Okay.
Diego, the fair, said hello, and tell her,
I will.
and this what you gonna tell her, cause I don't do pictures, right? And
Okay.
everybody's taking a picture with her, and so we had got everybody the pictures done, and then Mama Shirley said, "Well, why aren't you gonna take a picture with me?" I said, Mama Shirley, I don't do pictures. She said, "Well, you gonna do a picture with me? You better come over here and sit on this couch and take this picture, right?" I sat on the
Okay.
couch and said to take the picture. Mama Shirley hopped in my lap. It said, "I'm going to sleep now." So you tell
Yeah.
Mama Shirley, I said they don't know that side of Mama Shirley. But she is so much energy, and we absolutely adored her.
Yes.
Yes. She is such a precious woman of God. I mean, really, beyond just if you can even say beyond just the industry
Right.
piece of it. I mean, really, truly rooted, grounded in the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Preaches like a mad woman every time she gets up. I don't know how she does it. She would catch red eyes to come in and preach Sunday mornings. I was a part of the I would do, like, praise and worship. I've done praise and worship for years, and along with my daughters and my husband is associate minister there as well. He was ordained. He done that. So yeah, we have had quite a few years to glean from her, and she's an incredible example for us.
What is her influence? What has her influence been on you musically?
Oh, there are things about her style that she would she puts people on the spot as she. So there are things that she would start something on the spot while we're in service, and then pass the mic to me, and of course I'm looking at the mic, coming from her as if, okay, what am I supposed to do with
Cleanup woman.
now?
You the cleanup woman.
But I don't know. That I would call it that. But what she has done in many ways, she's pulled me out from just from the perspective of, whenever you're up before the people, whenever you are ministering, wherever you are, give it everything. Leave nothing behind.
Come on.
Pour everything out. That is how she is. No matter what setting she's in, we've been in Bible studies. We've been in other maybe non-traditional church settings, and if she is asked to render a selection or a portion of a selection, everyone knows that Pastor Caesar, she gives everything, even if it's just for one little verse. She will put it all out there. And so that's a part of what I've learned from her musicianship. She's also always willing to step in wherever. I've watched her get on instruments. I watched her, and then also just maintain that spiritual integrity, not just when she's in the limelight, but at a home or at a restaurant. She is indeed all that she is.
Wow.
And so there's so many things that I've had an opportunity to glean from her. And I'm really, really grateful. Really
That's
grateful.
Okay,
That
so
beautiful.
never didn't certainly wasn't a plan, but
God's
of
plan.
mine that I would ever cross paths. But I'm grateful that the Lord allowed it.
So I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say one thing, and then I'm gonna ask you to dispel this rumor. So now everybody know that the place where she going to eat Thanksgiving dinner is over at Pastor Shirley Caesar's house. Y'all not invited. So I just want to let y'all know that's one of the best
She
places
said
to
a
go.
restaurant.
That was to throw us off. That was to throw us off. But she done leaked it out. Now here's the rumor that I
That's a
want.
rumor.
Here's the rumor I want to dispel. Is it true that it was you and your daughters who started this beans, greens, potatoes, tomato dance thing? I heard that your daughters heard it and they just was, and so is it? I just want to make sure,
Oh
if you could
Lord,
dispel that. Was that you
Jesus.
and your daughters that started the twerk contest?
Sir, twerking is not allowed in my house.
Say it, say it.
Not with my daughter.
Come on, come on.
So that is an absolute no. And I believe I mean she's been doing that for years. So
Yes.
that was really incredible. In fact, the live recording
Uh huh.
that I had an opportunity to sing on with Praise Your Way Through.
Uh huh.
She did it as a part of that concert years ago. And I want to say, as the story goes, I think she was on a cruise when all of that started.
Yeah.
when all of that
So
started.
what did your daughters think about it when they saw it come out?
Oh my gosh. You know what? They thought it was hilarious, but they always, we all just thought, wow.
Uh huh.
It's both hilarious and it also just kind of blows your mind
Yeah.
a little bit that there is always a level of relevancy.
Hmm.
Talk about lessons
Right.
from Pastor. One of the things I think she has always been able to do masterfully is maintain relevance.
Yes.
Hmm.
And this was one of those where she wasn't running from it. She embraced it.
Right.
you know?
Right.
So that's also a lesson for us. But yeah, my kids think most anything that Pastor does is pretty cool.
Okay.
Well, I must say that I'm listening to you and I hear how you're committed to serving. And it's very important that you be a servant in order to be able to go forward and to have the blessing
Mm-hmm.
of your pastor. Let's talk about that because young people today want to be stars, but they don't want to serve in their church. They don't want to come to
Mm-hmm.
Bible study. They don't want to come to prayer.
Mm-hmm.
We must have a
Mm-hmm.
covering.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That is one of those things where, truthfully, I don't know that I was had in my mind. I must be committed. I must serve. It as I look back now, it amazes me every time that I say 25 years that we had the opportunity as a family. This was the church that my husband and I really truly felt was where our family should be so
Hmm.
that we could continue to grow and what have you.
Hmm.
And so we were excited just to be a part.
Mhm.
It
Right.
didn't really feel like serving,
Right.
but that is what it is. We were excited. We would have conversations about what can we do as a part of the ministry. Do you think Pastor will allow us to work with the youth? Do you think I can do this or that in the ministry to help with the ministry? We were excited about that, and so from that perspective, I think when your focus is really on how can I help the people
Right.
rather than on yourself,
Hmm.
I agree with you that puts you in position for blessings that you can't imagine. There are things that I've had the opportunity to do that Pastor graciously said, I wasn't asking, but she just graciously said, I'd like for you to do X, Y, Z.
Hmm.
And it wasn't, and it was because of serving. It wasn't because I was looking for it. It
Right.
was really, truly the result of serving. And so I think of the scripture, seek ye first the kingdom of
Come
heaven.
on.
And and all these
Come
things
on.
will be added unto you. It's easy for us to go after the added
Come on.
without the seeking.
Come on.
Mhm.
That's our proclivity. our proclivity is to go after the seeking, the seek the stuff.
Yeah.
But what we or the added stuff. It's our proclivity to go for the added stuff. But what about the seeking?
Come on.
If you do the seeking first, I promise you there are many things, manifold blessings that you can't even articulate, that you can't conceive, will come your way as a result of your seeking him first. He knows what he's placed within you. He knows your heart's desires. And even with my heart's desires, what really has blown my mind with God is that I take my little heart's desire, and I think that's something, but God takes that little something and he completely blows my mind. He turns it into something far greater than I could have done on my own. So yeah, I agree with you. Really serving and staying stable in your serving.
Come on.
Because it takes, you don't always agree with everything that's going on around you.
Right.
There are things that you might not understand about what's going on around you. But focus on what I've really tried to do, and I've mentioned this even with the praise and worship team when we would have our sessions, about how important it was to sometimes you are looking at the people and sometimes you have to look past the people.
Come on.
So that you can, and in either scenario, the point is you are accountable for what's coming out of your mouth. You are accountable. When you stand before the people, you should feel highly accountable for what's coming out of your mouth, for how you look, for what your facial expressions are, for what you're doing before the people, because you don't want anything to distract from what we're trying to get to. And ultimately, we're trying to get souls saved.
Oh, you better preach it.
Oh, okay.
Serving means a lot.
But I'm gonna jump in.
She got some preaching in her.
I got a couple of questions, but I'm gonna ask about this distraction called your album cover. Your album cover is fierce, Lady in Red. Talk to me about this album cover. It distracted me. I was like,
she
hello?
covered in the blood, the red.
Praise you, Jesus. Where your husband at? Let me tell him. Tell him, say, baby, look it, I'm a distraction, but it's good for the Jesus. They picked it up and listened.
Good distraction.
Right.
Distraction. I want to do whatever I do. I want to do it with a level of excellence.
Yes.
And really, again, and I've had this conversation with a few folks. Some things that I do, I have no idea what the reaction is going to be.
Right.
I really am just trying to do whatever it feels like is the right direction.
Yes.
And so I went seeking for what my look might be, and I landed there.
Yes,
and
Lord.
I was pleased. I was pleased with the photos. Wasn't quite expecting some of the reactions, but that I received from it. But it's all good because it all points to, let me see, I see the picture. Let me see the
what
music.
She got?
And then it's, oh, wait a minute, let me hear the message. So it's all good.
But that's important, though, for promotions. That's important, and whoever your team is wonderful because people will pick up the CD before they ever hear it. So appearance and visual is everything because we're visual people.
So let me talk to you about your team. Let's talk about your team and who's some of your foundation members of the team for
The
Patreka.
sanctified team.
Not Patreka, Patreka. and I want you to tell me why your mama named you Patreka.
Will do. So my team really encompasses my family for the most part. My starting team for Fighter really encompassed my husband, some great friends, the minister of music at our church, Mike Mathis, who was a huge point. He is also Pastor Caesar's music director, and he really when I say that he was really pushing, talk about the breath of God, he was pushing and pushing and pushing. And still is. My brothers as well, who are both producers and musicians in their own right.
Wow.
They also Rodney Edge, Ronald Edge. I mean, they are mega. They are all over the place doing other stuff as well. So I really really have been blessed with some incredible people, and certainly now I am also grateful that I have an extended team through Rev Nation as
Yes.
well, who have really just taken pieces that that I could do, but it of course would take my focus off of the music, which is where I really want to make sure
Right.
that
Right.
we are sending the right message. So I'm incredibly grateful for Denise and the Rev Nation team as well.
Yes.
So really
Yeah.
grateful for the folks.
And that's one of the things I love about Miss Tishner. I call her that she has thug tendencies because of the fact that she fights so hard for the artists
Yes,
that
she
she
does.
represents,
Yes, she does.
and she does everything with excellence. And so anytime she's one of those people that can pick up a telephone and get an interview without even us hearing the music, because we know that she doesn't send us anything but the best.
Nope.
And so we're really excited about your relationship with Rev Nation. We're really excited about your background and where you're coming from and your
Yes.
association. I have my two final questions. Number one, have you ever worked with Danny Graham, who is from San
San Diego.
Diego? And number two is, have you guys gotten your barbecue right? Because that vinegar and pork is just kind of messed me up. I'm looking for the red sauce.
That's from years ago.
Have you ever got that right? So those are two questions I have.
Okay, well,
Lord have
well,
mercy.
I'm gonna go back to one of your questions, which was where did Patreka come from,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll answer those two questions. How about
Okay.
that?
Yes.
So my name Patreka was a play on my grandmother's name. My grandmother's name was Patience, and so my mom took the first portion of her name, the Pat, and then she added Rika. That's simply
Go
how
on,
she came
Mama.
up with Patreka.
She like said, I will be
Um,
creative. Boom, boom.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then in regards to Danny Graham, Mr. Danny Graham, Pastor and Reverend Danny Graham, yes, he and I haven't worked on recorded music, but we have worked from a choir workshop perspective
Mhm.
at Mount Calvary, because he's done some work and he has connections with Pastor Caesar.
Right.
So
Mhm.
yes, I'm familiar. Hello, Pastor Danny Graham. So yes, absolutely. And then in terms of your last question regarding the vinegar barbecue sauce, let me put it this way. I want to challenge your definition of right when it comes to the barbecue sauce.
Uh-oh.
I.e., is the vinegar right, or is the red sauce right? I'm going to challenge today your thought on what is
Well,
right. I think based upon my response, you know which one I believe is
Well,
right. How about that?
I'm just going. The reason why I asked is because I was in North Carolina, because we have artists in North Carolina, in Fayetteville, but we were also on tour in North Carolina, and met all the mayor and everybody else, and the craziest thing is they said, "Oh, we're going to have this big barbecue for you," and and they laid out for the event. They laid out a spread, right? I mean, greens, macaroni cheese, everything, right? And
Oh.
I'm still waiting for the barbecue to come in, but I see all these little styrofoam things. And I'm like, so where's the barbecue coming in? They said, it's here. And I'm like, where? They said, over there. And I'm like, where? And they then pulled out this pork with vinegar sauce on it. And I'm not saying that it was bad, but I'm like, said, how do they call this barbecue without no red sauce? And I don't even taste no smoke. And I said, okay, give me some red sauce. I'll put it on the bun. It'll be okay. But no,
Yeah,
the one thing about it is that if you find somebody that really does it, it's really delicious. It just tickles
It is.
me that when we think barbecue, we think ribs or whatever, and I said, this is more pulled pork than barbecue. She said,
Right.
she
I
said,
love her response. Uh-huh.
it's okay. Stand up for your North Carolina barbecue.
That's all
When
right.
I come, I'm still going to talk about it.
Look, I love North Carolina barbecue. I do agree with you that there are ways that it's cooked. We have friends who can put it on a pit, and it's so smoky and so incredibly delicious with their special vinegar sauce.
I'm coming with you
yes.
next time. Tell your husband that. Call your friends and we come with y'all next time.
Anytime.
Okay, if you had a wish list, what artist would you want to work with, dead or alive?
Oh, wow.
It's okay.
Patty
I've been booked for
LaBelle.
years, so you don't have to call my
Yeah,
name.
you've been booked for years.
You don't
Praise
have to call
God.
my name. Don't call my name.
Yeah.
I'm expensive.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you for that information. Your name was the first one.
See,
Right,
discernment.
right, right.
But I love Patty LaBelle.
Oh,
I
yes.
love CeCe Winans. Um, Gosh, there are so many. Yolanda Adams. Oh gosh, you name it. That's what I would say. You name it. There are so many folks that. Oh, Daryl Coley.
Oh, yes. Yes.
He is still. I was
He's
listening to
missed.
him the other day. He is the Thomas Whitfield.
Ooh,
Mhm.
yes.
I love Thomas Whitfield's pen.
Yes.
Gosh, there are so many. I'm gonna stop there. But yes, for current, probably more CeCe Winans and those folks. Those are always great people.
Right.
So I want to ask this question because you are so polished in this interview.
She is so
What
polished.
do you do in addition to singing? Do you have a profession
She had to
outside of
preach or
singing,
something.
or what do you do? School counselor, professor? What?
I'm not now. My mom is a teacher.
Uh-huh.
Educator.
Right.
So she's done guidance counseling as well, and so I do. A lot of folks think that I'm a teacher, even like when I do workshops or whatever at church. They think I'm a teacher. I am not a teacher. I actually work in the finance and health insurance industry outside of doing ministry.
Robert Earl. You already know she's a top seller. She do it all.
She do because she smile and she's nice.
They be like
And
saying,
she got the Holy Ghost, so that gives her the extra.
they be calling her in like, we got to tell this client some bad news.
We need you to help it. Break
and
it
she
down
said,
for him.
she be coming in speaking in tongues and saying, now
Right.
baby, it's gonna be okay.
Right.
God got you covered.
And they say, okay, all right then, if you say
Yes,
so.
we'll sign the papers.
Right.
Literally.
Yes. See, we love your spirit.
Yeah, she has a great spirit.
We love your spirit, and we know that
Thank
God
you.
is going to continue to grow your ministry
Yes.
to the next level
Amen.
because you're the authentic self that you are.
Yes.
And I want to say this respectfully, tell your husband we salute him as the king
Yes.
and the priest of your household. Tell your kids thank you for sowing into their mother
Yes.
as you have sown into them.
Yes.
And to your whole entire team, we want to say thank you. Now, what we need from you to do is two things for us. Number one, and you might have another question, but number one, we need for you to tell everybody how they can find you and get your music and connect with you, especially if they want to find out where you're eating at this tomorrow. And then, because you probably have it on your social media, and then introduce your song, and we're going to rock it right here on GOD.
Will do. Thank you so much. And let me also just give a special shout out to my honey, my husband as well. He is we are in the throes of moving into pastoral leadership with the Abounding Grace Community Church. So shout out to Abounding Grace also for all the great things that are coming forward.
Yes.
If you want to connect with me on social media, everywhere that I am on social media, it is at Patreka Wortham. That's PatrekAWortham at Patreka Wortham, wherever I am. And that's how you'll know that it's me, because it's only at Patreka Wortham. And so thank you again for this awesome interview. I appreciate your spirit as well, and I'm grateful to be able to introduce my new single called Fighter.
Come on.
If you've ever been in the battle, you understand how important it is that you not rely on your own strength. You know, it's easy for us to fall down when we're relying on our own strength.
Yes.
But the Bible says, greater is he
Come on.
that is in me than he that is in the world. If you stand up, the greater one is going to stand up in you. I believe it, and I've seen it. I have testimony
Yes.
that God will be the fighter. So here's my new single, Fighter.
Right here on GOD Radio 1.
.com.